This video, he goes, yeah. Shorter,
Yeah.
but.
Calling this meeting into order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome, everyone. The public forum sign up is back there if anybody wants to sign up. Announcement.
Yes, so first, we're going to change up a little bit. I'm going to have Esther go ahead and come up, make an announcement. Right here is fine.
Right here?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good evening, everybody. On behalf of OSCA, we want to donate $3,000 to the Jervis Bond.
Oh,
Next, we'll give it to, wow.
That is so amazing. Oh my gosh, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Do we want to have a photo?
Yes.
Photo here.
Take it with you.
Yeah, like over
With
here.
the voting.
Yeah. She can do that. She can do that.
Yes.
Hilarious. Does everyone in the board want to be with her? No.
Sure, we'll go.
Go ahead, you guys can do that.
You can't do anything. Thank you. I want to say or announcement. I can say that. Thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you. It's so exciting.
Thank you. And it is Licensed Employee Appreciation Week in a couple of weeks, but your board meeting is already after that. So we have a resolution for you to go ahead and read for tonight.
Resolution acknowledging May 6th through the 10th, 2024 for Teacher Appreciation Week in the Jervis School District Number 1. Whereas teachers make public schools great, and whereas teachers work to open students' minds to ideas, knowledge, and dreams, and whereas teachers keep American democracy alive by laying the foundation for good citizenship. Whereas teachers fill, many roles as listeners, explorers, role models, motivators, and mentors. And whereas teachers continue to influence us long after our school days are only memories. Now, therefore, we, the members of the Board of Directors for the Jervis School District Number 1, hereby declare our appreciation to our teaching staff and acknowledge May 6th through the 10th, 2024 to be Teacher Appreciation Week. Be it further resolved that we urge administrators, teachers, parents, students, and others from our community to join us in recognizing the dedication and hard work of these individuals by resolution of the Board of Directors this 16th day of April, 2024.
Thank you. And all week long, they'll have different treats and celebratory things. And so
We're gonna car wash.
a car wash.
Having a car wash for them?
Yeah.
Always is car wash. Oh my gosh. That is
So-
wonderful, wonderful thing.
I'm also going to change it up a little bit if it's okay with the board to have Dr. Helms go with his presentation first because he is doing a parent education night at 6:30. And so he has not figured out how to clone himself yet.
You see it on that.
That's okay.
I am catching my breath because 30 minutes ago, I was coaching my kindergarten daughter's soccer practice in Silverton.
Oh,
And 30 minutes from now, I'm going to be with a set of parents doing some education on why it's important for your kids to come to school. So we're just kind of, it's a busy evening. Talked a little bit about some of my items last week. We're gonna go to a couple others, but happy to answer any questions. I tried not to be redundant with what's in my board report. Special education, so pretty fantastic at the elementary school. Just before spring break, the entire kindergarten class at the elementary school went to OMSI. And I talked to our FLC teacher, Sue Smith, at the elementary school, and I said, you know what, let's take our entire FLC class to OMSI with them. And so we brought them all, not all, we did it because about a third of them are gardeners anyway, and we needed them participate with their kindergarten age group peers as well. So we just said, let's put them all on a bus and go to OMSI. And so it was a good experience, especially because I very much like dinosaurs. So it's a little selfish. A piece that we've got more of this coming in the near future. But we are working on a partnership with North Marion School District to open up a transition program using the old Sam Brown building for essentially students that qualify. They're moderately or highly impacted with disabilities, roughly ages 16 through 21 years old, where we will partner with North Marion. We will have students there. They will have students there. We may have some slots that we can sell out to other neighboring districts that don't have anything like this, St. Paul, Mount Angel. But it's a place where those students will be able to not just finish out their academic skills, but start to build vocational skills in the process. We can leverage the kitchen that's out there. We can leverage all of the yard space that's out there to start building like yard and maintenance skills and those kinds of things. It's a transition program that is to an extent mandated by the state, but we are really going to go all in on making this a really invested program for these students as we work with like vocational rehab and other services to help these students build skill sets so that when they do leave us at age 21 at the latest, they either have skill sets where they can potentially go out and volunteer somewhere, or to an extent, some of them may be able to actually get a paid job and work in that capacity. And so we're really excited. It's evolving at the process, but obviously a district of our size and a district of North Marion size independently would have a real challenge kind of doing this on our own. But if we kind of partner together, we think we can bring the resources to really make this happen. And the students at the high school that would benefit from this, like, I'm just so excited because it would really give them, and so think about a lot of our high school students that are on like five basketball. Like this is what's meant for them to be able to have built some independent skills so that as autonomous as they can be moving forward, we're setting them up for success.
We're looking at that for next school year or?
September of 24.
Okay.
Right.
Oh yeah, we are. Checking tires and lighting fires.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next slide. English language development. ELPA scores are coming in. Our first batch, which is the smallest batch, those have already come in. The biggest batch comes in about 3 weeks. What we've seen so far is with elementary school and a big chunk of our middle school, because they tended to test a little bit early. Optimism remains. I talked to Liz Lopez, our ELD teacher at the middle school. She is seeing numbers right now that she hasn't seen in a while, positive. And at our elementary school, those that tested first, which is the batch we got in, were our newcomer students and those that were our lowest proficiency students in ELs right now, because we wanted them to be able to test and then for the others to be able to give them a little bit of extra instructional time before they tested. But even with those that are either our newcomers or are still relatively new into the EL program, the elementary school, we've already seen, I think, 2 or 3 that exited altogether, which is pretty incredible. So our optimism in about 3 weeks is there. We're piloting a curriculum right there at the elementary school. This is just a couple minutes, but this is an EL student at the elementary school. And this is a program that we're playing around with. And I just want you to watch this really quick. Emphasizing productive language. Was it not gonna? Made this video. So if you think the language that he's using, the ability to go into this program and create videos and do language overlay over the top of it, like the whole, like our 4th and 5th graders are using this now, but we are going to do this district wide next year. Like, and I mean, like, I'm so enthusiastic. We're going to do it's that good. We are going to have a district wide ELD YouTube channel. We are going to turn these kids into YouTubers. And they are going to make YouTube videos using productive language. They're going to write their scripts. They're going to speak their scripts. They're going to put video overlays over it. And we are just going to create videos for other students to be able to watch for content they're learning about in their science or social studies courses. Really cool. Yeah,
Hands-on training.
it's pretty neat stuff. Early learning. Spend a lot of time in these classrooms for obvious reasons. They're a lot of fun. I mean, we're doing there's just a really big emphasis on learning along with imaginative play, which is really developmental at that age. We're doing something really cool this year, which is called family style eating. So instead of them getting just food individual wrapped or just as portions, like they serve each other and they serve themselves as if it's like family style. And I mean, it's done in a way that's appropriate. They're not like reaching in and grabbing milk and giving it to their friends. So you'd be surprised. It's funny, but there's truth in everything. But it's super cute. And then they're just having a lot of fun doing their thing when we had our little Easter egg hunt on the track field. So
Wait, who wore the costume? Was that you?
wasn't a costume.
No.
No.
Yes.
Counseling, still doing a lot of fantastic stuff. Just wanted to give you a snapshot. We've talked about DESA before. We do this 3 times a year. It's kind of a snapshot at the elementary and the middle school. The teachers rate the students. At the high school, it's a self-rated exam. It's about 60 seconds per student. And then if it scores them in a particular range of concern, the teacher can go in and do a larger one that takes about 5 minutes. And it really kind of puts students in levels of kind of like competency of particular social emotional skill sets. And it allows us to kind of see which students need support in which different areas. And so at the middle of the year across our district, this is a pretty standard bell curve, which is pretty helpful. Like we've got most of our students that are kind of in that typical range. They're doing well, stuff that we can build on. We've got, about 10-15% of our students that are just rocking it socially, emotionally. And, we got about 20 students that have a number of competencies. Our counselors know exactly who these students are. And if they are at the elementary school, like they are faced with counselors in some capacity. And if they are at the middle school or the high school, we at least know of them. And those students are being given the option to meet with the counselors. Once they get to a certain age, if they decline, they decline. But at least we're giving them the option. And so this is one particular high school student just from the last 3 years because the data travels with them. And this is where this high school student as a sophomore rated him or herself in the 21-22 school year. This is where that junior rated him or herself last year. And this is where that senior is rating him or herself right now. So it just kind of gives you a sense of not everyone looks like this, but it does kind of give you a sense that our counseling team is pretty fantastic. And if we are aware of a student concern and depending on context, I applaud our counselors all the time because they really care about our student body in all ways that they can. Next slide. Summer school. I think I have 2 more slides. Details super preliminary at this time, but high school is going to run credit recovery for the back half of June and the majority of July. Middle school and elementary school are going to run July 9th all the way up until August 15th or so. And then preschool, we're going to run incoming kindergartners July and a good portion of August as well. We have licensed and classified staff members from the district. I'm also going to hire about 18 students from Western Oregon or Oregon State that are going to come in and serve in instructional assistant capacities. They're fantastic. And they also know that if they come in and work hard, they're going to get good experience on a resume. And then I write each one of them a personal letter of recommendation after the summer program when they do it. So it helps them as they're just kind of developing their portfolio, getting ready to go into teaching. We are doing a very uncommon approach this year, and I have asked around, and I don't know of any district in the States that's doing this particular model. Instead of staffing a normal summer school, like a normal classroom with 1 teacher and 15 kids, and here's the stuff, like we are going to staff this so that for every 1 adult, they will have 5 students, and they are going to sit in small group interventions for all 6 weeks. They're going to be with that adult. We're going to use their iReady scores and a couple of other metrics to essentially take those 5 and recognize these 5 are all missing similar skills in math. So they're going to work with this adult for 3 weeks and build on that one specific skill. And then in 3 weeks, we're going to shift up the groups And then this new group is missing this one particular skill set in phonemic awareness or fluency when they're doing their reading. They're going to work on just that for 3 weeks. And data across the board says that if you can take a single specific skill and work on it in an intensive small group format for 3 weeks, you will see significant gains. You can almost see the amount of gains in a 3-week small group format than you would see potentially an entire semester in tier 1 classroom. So we are going to go really hard on this. We're going to focus on productive language. Every single day they are writing and every single day they are speaking to each other. So there's nothing passive about this summer school. No one's going to be able to show up and just kind of hang out. They are going to be compelled to participate. But because it's in such a small group, it is much safer for them to be able to talk about what their day was like, because they're not talking in front of a whole class. They have one adult that they know for the entire time, and they just got 4 of their peers that they're going to be able to be with. And then we're hosting 2 binational teachers from Mexico. They're going to come up. We did this last year. They ran a cultural immersion class with our students where they shared song and food and celebration and dance from the particular regions of Mexico that they came from. And it was fantastic. And we're going to do it again. Really cool. And then summer school, we're required by ODE to have one community partner. Instead of 1, we're going to have 2. So we're going to partner with the Woodburn Public Library. They're going to bring the bookmobile to us pretty regularly. They're going to bring a lot of other resources. But we're also going to partner with the Salem Arts Association, and they are going to bring, I think twice a week, they're going to bring a professional artist in residence to the elementary school. And those students in that particular grade for that day will be able to go for a portion of their day, go to a classroom and with an actual professional artist, explore whatever medium that artist wants to do for that day, whether it's clay or paint or whatever. So that's going to be really exciting. Student support. The WESD is going to give us both autism specialist and speech language pathologist for the summer. So those students that are attending summer school that have those needs, we're going to be able to provide them support as well. And then we're also going to have a behavior counselor support there for all 6 weeks as well. And this is going to be kind of a Monday through Thursday thing. On Friday, we will still have academics in the morning. But then once we get done with that, we are going to have a camp-like feel on Friday. They're going to be able to go have options of soccer or basketball or, club-like activities like we do with Latinx. And then when the day is over, they will get back into their small groups and they will talk about what they did that day. So they're still going to be doing productive language even on Camp Friday. Okay.
That's great.
Yeah.
I want to go. It sounds amazing. I know.
Well,
Great opportunity for those
take your iReady test.
Okay, I'll get around that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was terrific.
All right, great.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're ready to go ahead and move on to your approval of the minutes. 3.0.
Wanted to mention something that Julie Powers taught. So it was Kathy Mendoza that was present to present for student representative. I think I have Patricia on the minutes.
Is this one?
Oh, last time.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was last month. Oh, I see.
There were 2 girls in here. They're reading with the phone. Is this one? I wasn't here, so I wouldn't know.
I know. I wasn't either.
I didn't.
Yeah, it all looked.
Make a motion.
Yes.
Okay, well, I make a motion that the Jervis School District Board of Directors approve the minutes from Thursday, March the 21st of 2024 with a small edit noted by Sandra.
Executive.
Second.
Give it. Was there an executive
session after that one?
I don't really think so.
Okay.
After that one.
Nope, you're here. I just was gonna add it in there. There was.
You're,
Okay.
we just have an executive session.
We did have an executive.
Oh.
Okay, with an executive session.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, no, we did.
Okay, hold on, let me go to the back. Executive session under ORS 192.6602D, labor negotiation.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Pablo.
Now it's your public forum time.
Do we have anyone in?
Yeah, I'm just gonna give you guys an update.
Okay, I'm just gonna do a really quick little. Please make your statements brief and concise, and keep it to 3 minutes, please.
Just kidding. Sorry, Christina, obviously. I just gonna give a quick update. We ordered 75 swan signs. They're gone without us even trying to get rid of them, just word of mouth. So we have 50 more on the way, and I think 40 of those are also spoken for. One of those. Sorry, I don't have my file on me right now. And then we had 5 large signs, like 4 foot by 6 foot. Those are also gone. They're not all up yet, but they're all spoken for. We ordered 3 more. Those are also gone. So, getting a lot of word out. Her door knocking and phone calling is still really successful. Most people are like, why do you keep talking to me? I'm already voting yes. Which is great, because we're gonna keep calling them until they turn their ballot in. There's something else. We're working on the road sign, the flashing road sign. But it's going great. I feel like, I obviously, I tell people I wasn't involved in the last couple, but I feel that most of the interactions we're having are really positive. There's a lot of people that I know from the past that were openly know that have switched sides. So that's really positive. We were on the news, so that's great. Yeah, so we're just moving along, and 34 days, no one's counting. Ballots come out May 1st. They get dropped at the post office May 1st. Yeah, on first delivery on the 2nd. You know, anybody that needs to change their voting registration status or address or all that, it's the 30th of this month. I was wrong last night. I checked today when I called, April 30th. And I have no more voter registration cards because they've been taken also. 2 thick packets, so.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
So on the kids, when you're gonna do their little videos or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, sorry, I was like, no, there's something else, Friday. Millennial Outreach, I think is what they're called, from Woodburn is gonna come on Friday. To the elementary school, they're gonna get here at 2:15 before the kids, but it's approved by Julie, so it's all good. They're gonna get here at 2:15, set up from 3 to 5. We're gonna have, some just short videos, and we're only taking 12 kids, so that it is short and concise, because they have to get it out before the ballots come out. And we're trying to get kids from each grade would be nice, but we'll see how many have, we get out there. But just short, why they want Jervis to stay open, what they love about being here, and then we're gonna media blast that, probably maybe like 1 or 2 a day. He has all sorts of ideas, so, which is great. He can do that. He can tell me what I need to do. And then the other thing I forgot about that too is that we're trying to get, it's still in the works, but John is very big on doing this. So we're gonna try to get a group together at the school, maybe right after school, or like I said, details are still rough, and make signs, posters, kids, parents, anybody, and then bombard the street, the 4-way here, like Checkerboard in Brooks, to get the word out, because a lot of parents these conversations are happening in people's homes now. I mean, certainly my house is like nothing but bond talk. Kids, but and the kids want to be heard. They feel like, especially the ones that aren't 18, the seniors, they're, they want to say in this, and that's the way that they want to express their opinion and their voice of, we matter, our school matters. We're gonna work on that, but that's still back here. It's gonna happen. I'm hoping for not next Thursday, but the following Thursday, because that's when ballots come out. is on a Thursday. So we're hoping to do that. Also, we're ordering door flyers and the track coach is gonna do that, but that's still somewhere. It's gonna happen though. We're getting there. And everyone's gonna vote yes. And we're gonna text people until they turn their ballots in. And thank you, that was longer than 3 minutes.
You're doing a great job. Way to go.
You want a yard? Is that what you said? Oh, I wanna like maybe I'll read down-
I'm not sure if there's anybody online that wants to make public comment, so if there is, now would be the time to raise your hand so I can unmute you.
Okay, pretty late. You live in town? No, I don't. I live in the country. Just come ask. Oh, why am I?
Okay.
So does that appear that
It doesn't look like, I think we're good.
I was around the bus.
On to your student council reports.
I felt bad.
Very good counsel.
Oh, sorry.
argue about the bus?
So. You guys all know who we are, by that by now, I think. Right, Gloria? Okay, so. We're gonna start with sports. So first, track is doing great. We have a big team than we've had before in the past, and the players have been continuously improving at every meet, especially Junior. I know he has been doing really good.
I heard that too.
Yeah. The coaches are, yeah.
Watch out here, man.
The coaches are very helpful and are working hard to push the players to their fullest potential. And at the recent Twilight meet at North Marion, our boys got first out of 14 schools at that meet, which is really great. A lot of them were placed on the podium. And then softball is looking good as well. The players are staying motivated and they just played and won both games in their doubleheader at Eastland. So we recently had our adult prom, which I know a few of you were at. I was there too. I had a lot of fun. Probably noticed me on the dance floor. I was supposed to be chaperoning, but I wasn't.
She was chaperoning your moves.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it was a success. There was quite a few people that showed up. For Willamette Career Academy, we just recently had the interviews for the people that are gonna show up, that are wanting to go next year. And then we're in the process of reaching out to the ones who were accepted. And Marion County, like I mentioned to someone, recently just shot a video, like a promo video for our school district. I was one of the people that was in like a little interview. It was really short, cool. I don't know. I guess I'm getting yelled at these guys. Kind of cool. Our MFA went to a state convention that happened last month, which was successful, and our 8th grade parent night on April 2nd. We also had a student showcase last Thursday, and we've had multiple different field trips to universities, for example, Portland State and Oregon State University. So for our upcoming events, we have our prom, high school prom, this Saturday at Vanderbilt Valley Farms, same place we had it last year. Enchanted Forest theme. Just kind of cool. And we have, sorry, we have a blood drive coming up, I think on the 23rd. Which we're expecting a pretty big turnout, which I'm excited. We have like a big sign that has like tallies, people signed up. Which is kind of cool, because they're like voting people. We have a lots of field trips coming up. We have a field trip, well, more than a field trip, it's like a trip to Grand Canyon University overnight. Which a few people are going. Are you going? Yeah, she's going. No, I'm not. Well, they're going all the way to Grand Canyon University, which is pretty cool. And the FLC group is going to go to the zoo. They're gonna have lots of fun there. I think next Monday or Tuesday, I think a group is going to the Tulip Festival. And then some people in English classes, senior English, are going to go to Powell's, which I'm excited for. Yes, I did. She handed me the papers. She was like, "Here, you're gonna go." Okay. And we have our May Fest coming up on May 11th, and then also plant sales happening around that time. FFA plant sales. Latino Night is on May 4th. It's that Saturday. They are expecting a pretty big turnout. I'm gonna be personally working the car show, which I love cars, so that'll be perfect. And we're track meet that day as well. Is that the Jimmy James Invitational? Yeah, so there's gonna be lots of teachers there. Teachers.
our
biggest
home too.
Biggest, yeah, there, last year it was huge. There was like so many tents around. And we already talked about Teacher Appreciation Week, but that's coming up. I also want to mention that we have 4 seniors who qualify or are going to have an interview for the Ford Scholarship. Me and Gloria included. So we're all having our interviews on Monday. Which I'm
Mine's
very
the
nervous
first one.
for. Yours is the first one?
Yeah.
What time?
I don't know.
Mine's at 2:10. Very interesting. Well, I'm excited. Maybe we all get it. I'll go for it. Is that the first time that 4 people? Maybe not marks. Pretty cool, yeah. Okay, well, I think that concludes our presentation. I don't know what else.
We have a track meet on Thursday.
Track meet on Thursday.
And then for Saturday, we have one at Benson, somewhere in Portland, but they're only taking like 6 people because it's a 6A.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see how everybody that goes does.
Yeah. We'll see. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
So much. I appreciate the update.
Right.
You guys did so great in the pageant, by the way.
Thank you.
That was very fun.
Thank you, thank you.
You guys could do some of that in your interview.
So, this is not the night that we have other administrators scheduled to present, but I did, want to point out, Dusty's report. I don't know if you had a chance to read through it, but at the very beginning of his report, he talks about, on page 18, the second bullet point down where we flipped that pyramid in terms of, reading issues. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. You know, right now it says 62% of our first graders are now at or above grade level. It used to be the other way, 62% below grade level. So in a year and a half of strategic lessons and remediation and intervention, Cindy Smith did what she said she was going to be able to do, but she's done it in a year and a half instead of 3.
Yeah.
So awesome. It'll be interesting to see how the intensive work for the 3rd and the 5th graders play out as they go into summer school and it's fall. I just thought that was,
Yeah, I wrote,
Very
what a
helpful.
turnaround next to
Yeah.
mine.
yeah.
And actually on his top of attendance, that's
Mhm.
impressive. They're doing great with attendance.
That's so cute.
It would be really interesting to see, test them before they start summer school and then at the end of summer school.
We are going to do that. And in
Yeah.
fact, that's one of the requirements of summer school with the state is that you have to have beginning and ending data points. So really the beginning data point will be their 3rd iReady assessment that they took at the end of the year. And then we'll do it again in August. So then that will give teachers a frame of reference of where to start in the fall as well.
I'm excited to see that.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go with Karen.
Well, the main thing that I am up to is the budget. So fully immersed in that right now. And I did find a couple things to talk about on this, though. Held our budget 101 meeting back on April 4th, and we had 4 of the budget committee members, including our 3 brand new members at that meeting. So that went really well. It lasted about an hour. And we do have the recording or a PowerPoint if you want to have that, just let me know and we can get that for you. One of the items at the very end of my report, which would be page 38, I included was the charter school fund and kind of looking at the revenue that we have had growing in that. And we're now about 1.4 million and expecting about 60,000 more to finish out the year from that fund. And then on, don't know if anybody noticed this, on page 34. If you look down at the very bottom of this general fund, it's called the general fund revenue overview, but at the bottom of it, they take the revenues minus expenditures to say, you know what, last year, this time, here is what we were at. And this year, at this time, here's what we are at. If you looked at that, you might have thought, well, wait a minute here, because in the current year-to-date amount, the 18,094,950 minus 12,257 doesn't equal 4 million. And so I believe I put a question into the forecast 5 on what is happening there, because the previous year is fine, but the current year, is off. And what I kind of, from digging on my own, believe they are doing is they are putting in the encumbrances that are there, but not payroll, because they know that payroll runs monthly, and so it's encumbered on a monthly basis, and this is a look at March. And so when I look through my figures, that's very close to the difference of the encumbrances that have nothing to do with payroll. So I'm thinking that's what it is, but in case you had spotted that, like maybe you could say, hey, that doesn't add up. I just wanted you to know, I have the question out, but I believe that is what it is. So if that is just my short and quick and back to the budget, but if anybody has any questions for me. Nope. Okay.
Thank you. No, thank you.
So you had my report. I don't have anything additional to report yet with regard to the couple of issues I brought up. I will continue working on those and keep you apprised as it becomes clear. Golden Prom was a lot of fun. And it was really well received. So that's probably something we will continue to do. And the rest of it is with the bond stuff. So we'll just wait on that.
So one of them used the consent items. And I didn't see anything in there that was. It looks fine. Yeah. Somebody want to make a motion?
Sure. I move that the Jervis School District #1 Board of Directors approve the consent items as listed in 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, 7.4, 7.5.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Hey.
Fair.
Did I just?
There was a second.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All in
All in favor?
I
I got it. You just did a consent.
Very good.
So now we're moving to.
Bond update.
Yay.
Okay, so we had
Perfect.
a meeting last night. It was very well attended. I think we probably had 20+ people there, but more than half probably had not been to any meeting before. They asked some really good questions. We showed a couple of them how to look up their property taxes online, how to work the bond calculator. Raul even registered somebody to vote right there. So that was great. People asked some clarifying questions about, what do I say to someone who says the taxes are going to be too high? So, we kind of gave them some talking points. Again, it was a really positive meeting in terms of there were not people there who were indicating they were going to vote no, or that they didn't believe that the projects we identified were inappropriate. They were very supportive. So then we had a meeting this morning, and the only person that showed up besides myself, John Ogden, was Frank, who's your budget committee member. But so he already knew everything. So we were just talking about some other things to do, and which is okay. I mean, we're offering the opportunities.
Yeah.
People are taking what they can. So we have 2 formal meetings left. So we have the one at the end of the month out at Life Spring Church. It's a Monday night meeting at 6:30. And then we have the final building tours at the end of the month on that Saturday morning from 9 to 11. So, you know, as has already been reported, people are kind of saturated to the point, like, we got the message. So I talked to Bob Zelinski today, and he shared some conversations he's been having with some people who were previously no-go out in that area of the district who have changed their tune and are supportive, but who also have been continuing to talk to other people, and they're getting the same impression that we seem to have turned the corner. So I don't want to jinx it. I think we still need to keep working hard till the very end. But you know, at this point, I don't think that there's, you know, any rock we haven't unturned to make this happen. One other piece is that I met with Andrea Castaneda last week. That's the superintendent of Salem Kaiser. And she requested the meeting, so I went to her, and at the end of our meeting, she asked, okay, well, what can I do to help you? And so I'm gonna run it past our communications team tomorrow, but the thought is maybe we get the neighboring districts to their superintendents to band together and create some kind of message around why each of our districts are important. And we each serve a need and fill a space, and we are in it together in terms of educating our children. So, and the vote should be yes. Now, they can say that because they're not part of the community. I cannot do that. So it will be something that they spearhead. I was really thankful. I mean, it was something I'd been thinking of, but I didn't feel like I could reach out. She's got enough of her own issues going on right now
Yeah.
in Salem Kaiser. And, but because she offered, then we're gonna take her up on that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's.
So, I also had Representative Kramer out today. She came and did a tour of room 7 over at the high school. She wanted to see what is the CTE grant going to pay for. And so we showed her, she walked into the room and she said, oh, looks just like it was when I was here, which is not a good thing. I said, yes, it's not a good thing. So she asked some really great questions and was really, you know, excited about the opportunities for our kids, which led to some additional conversations that I think will serve us well next year when it comes to funding. So in terms of the legislature looking at increasing the funding for our students with disabilities.
That's been a topic.
It's,
It's
yeah.
been a while.
And we shared with her some specific examples of how expensive it is for next year, specifically with our ESD contract, you know, our services there, and what it's doing to our general fund budget. And if they would just tackle that
That would make a big
and
difference.
give allocations that are truly grounded in an accurate inflationary rate, not 2.5%, which is what they do. Which, you know, as we said to Representative Kramer, we would love if inflation was only at 2.5%. But it's not. So they fund us at 2.5% when it's really, you know, 11%.
Right.
And then people get upset about,
Why?
why are you having to cut? I'm thankful that we are not in that position, that we've been able to maintain our general fund very well. But special education services are going to be challenging. I don't know that I have anything else to say about the fund. I don't know.
I think
Point in
we
time.
probably all have gotten that feeling. We just keep plugging on
Yeah.
and going forward.
So if there aren't any other questions about the bond, then we can go into the policy updates, which is that last section of the packet. And so we have absolutely had no time to look at any of these policies to prioritize which ones need to come for a reading. So between now and your meeting in May, I will go through and figure out which ones that we have to have done by July 1st. And we'll get those prioritized, and then the rest of them all pass out to the different administrators that need to look at those things so that we can really start that work in July, August, so that when we roll into the new school year, you've got these things taken care of.
I see a lot of deletes.
Yeah,
That's always good.
it is.
Yeah, I mean, like, until I can see the
Yeah, it's just too,
language, I
it's just too
can't-
much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I read it all, it's just that's.
Yeah, and there's a lot that are listed as optional.
I saw that.
Anything sped related, special educational related, I will make sure Creighton takes a look at right away. And then we'll just go from there.
And it might not be as bad as it feels when I get into it.
Yeah. Well, then, I think that was.
When is the budget meeting? May 2nd. May 2nd, thank you. Thursday, May 2nd.
That's one we're all attending.
Yes.
That's not, 101 thing.
That already passed.
That happened, yeah.
And as a reminder, we do have bargaining tomorrow.
But it starts at 4, so be here about 3:45.
I got an email from one of them, I think it's supposed to go to Sue, but, it says it's starting at 3:30.
Well, I think they're meeting
Oh, okay, perfect.
ahead of time.
So we're just.
We're, yeah,
meeting here.
We don't have a working session next month, do we?
no.
Because we have the budget regular, okay.
Okay,
Been a long day.
Yeah.
You work here, I'm just.
Time to go.
No, I didn't say that. I said get us out of.
Oh, I know.
I-
We're adjourned. Very good. Thank you. Thank you all for coming.
Henry.